Hey guys, I'm Nishant. Welcome to Cybernetico and let's learn about what is a media query in CSS. So basically, the main definition is, or the main purpose of media queries is to make responsive websites or web apps. So let's say we want this color of H1 and H2 to be different when it's on a mobile or in a mobile version. So how we do that? How do we do that? First, let's make the color of H1 and H2 be red and blue. H2 color is blue. See, it's now red and blue, magical colors. And but not and but we want different colors on a mobile version of this website. Let's say on Pixel 5 or on Surface Duo 7. It's not a mobile version. So let's say Samsung Galaxy S8 or iPhone 12 Pro. We want different colors on these mobile websites. So how do we do that? So first we will add a media query. So media queries are of three types. So let me show you the definition because I am not a to media queries query as responsive web design media queries. So media query is a CSS technique introduced in CSS 3 blah 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 blah. So we don't need these. So we need the types of media queries we wanted to ask. Types of media query. So it is of three types. So where is the type? The type are all. It means all three elements or all three types will be activated at once. We have print for printing a screen. We have screen for responsiveness, and we have speech. So let's say we want screen because that's when we use the media queries. So media screen or remove screen because it's default. So media, let's define a parameter or a condition for responsiveness. So we will just say max width and it should be 600, let's say 600 pixels. And if we resize less than 600 or from 600, the color will change of H1 and H1 and H2. So we will say H1 color should be color. Let's make it orange, and let's make the color of H2 to be, let's say, this plum. Save. So now if we decrease the width, because we are using max width 600, less than 600, it will be turned to red and not red, orange and plum. So resize it. You see, on 600 it's yellow, not yellow, it's orange and plum. Let's make this green to make it more dynamic, a dynamic color. Save. It's now yellow, not yellow, it's orange and green. Let's say we want to add another media query for even smaller mobile phones. Let's say 400 pixels. Here the color should be, let's say what colors we have. Let's say we have violet, and let's say it should be, let's say color it should be dark red. Fine. Let's type here 400 to make the width of 400, and then ting. So you see the color is now violet and our color of H2 is now dark red. If increase, it will turn to yellow, not yellow, orange and green, and then red and blue. See, it's now happening. We can also change other properties as well. let's say we want the font size to be, in this h1 it should be 30 pixels, and here it should be 20 pixels. But here let's make the font to be a little bit more larger, 300 pixels, and here 100 pixels. If we make the width, you see it's now too large. Hello, and let's learn media queries or CSS media queries. Let's decrease the width. If it is less than 600 or 600, the orange color will be orange. The color will be orange. Font size 30 of h1, color green, font size 20 pixels of h2. So decrease the width. You see it's now here happening successfully. Oh my god, magic. We can also hide a property if we wish. So let's say we don't want to see the h1 on chase of pixels. So what should we do is, we can just say we don't need to see this. We need to show nothing. So display none. So you see on chase of pixels 600 pixels, the h1 is not displaying because display is none here. If we increase, it comes, and if we add, okay, that's something. So you see this display h1 is overriding display of this h1 in the media max width of 400. So we'll just say here display of block, because the property comes from top to bottom. So hello, we are getting hello, and you see it's now back in h1. If we remove display block, it will disappear. And if we add display block, DisplayNone here, it won't display here in green, because even if we add the color. So wait a second, let me show you what I mean. So it's the normal CSS. So we have all three elements in all side screens. Let's set the display of none in the first h1. See, we don't see anything here. We don't see h1. If we resize or display or decrease our screen, we won't see h1 anywhere, because CSS is running from top to bottom, and this display none is overriding other elements as well. So what we need to do is just say here display of block or anything other than none. We can use flex, we can use grid, anything. So let's say grid here, and in h1 here also. So you see it's now here, but I think we don't need it in the h1 of 400, because this is display grid here, you see. So this is called media queries in CSS. So now let me show you one more thing. So let me revert it back, and the color should be red as usual. Fine, font 40 pixels. So what if we want to use the width we are using? Let's say we want to use height as well. So we are not getting anything based on height. So let's add it. So let's use the AND keyword here, and max height. Wait a second. Okay, it's fine. So max height equal to 600. Let's make this 600 pixels. So now this h1 of orange and h2 of green will only show when the width is 600 and the height is 600 or less than them. So let's try. If we decrease height, and width both, you see. Let's just make it 600 height and width here. You see, it's now orange and green. But what if we want only one property? Let me show you what I mean. Because in AND keyword, this media is taking the properties of both max width and max height. It won't you it will not be applicable if you just use height. You see, on using only height, it's not resizing or changing colors, or width. You see, it's not changing width. You see, we are on the 436 pixels. It should be orange and green because we are using max width. Because this AND keyword says the max width and max height should both be 600 for this to work. So the alternative is to use comma. Comma is OR and when AND is AND. So if we use comma, if the max width is 600 or 600, it will work. You see, let's make it 600 here. It works. Or if the height is 600, it will also work. You see, it's autonomous and it will work on both as usual. Because okay, fine. So if we resize, if we make the both to 600, it will still work because both are now autonomous. Now let's perform some complex operations using media queries. So remove all the CSS and h1 and h2 tags here. Fine. Let's add a div here. Give this div a class name of container. Fine. And here let's make the container, add the class name, and in this container, let's say we have three elements. One div, which will be class of container 1, and similarly, or just let's say inner container with 3 elements here. Fine. In this container, we will make it display of flex. Then justify content, space around or space between, and okay, just leave it at that. Inner container should contain 3 different colors. So let's say in container 1, make it 1, 2 and 3. It should be background color of, let's make it red, width 200 pixels, height 200 pixels, to make it a square. You see, it is now here. Fine. Wait a second. Okay, it will not work. So we have to just make manual 814. Then second container should be to make it blue, and third should be container 3 and make it green. We have one red, blue and green. So let's increase the width to 250 and height to 250 to make it stick together side by side. Fine, it's now here red, blue and green. Fine. But this is justify content, because I mean this is aligned using space between. Okay, wait, divide to 200 back. Sorry to do this to you. So it's space between. If we change to space around, its position will be changed. You see, we have spaces around them. If we add space evenly, again it will change. You see. Or we can just do, let's say, align items, flex end. Wait, justify content, this should be flex end to make it at the end. You see, we don't need this right now, so you see it's now on the end. But let's also give this a height. So let's see, height should be 150 vh, and let's make align items to flex end, make it 100. Okay, fine. Okay, 80, not 80, 90, 90, 95, 95. Okay, so let's say we want this on our desktop, or not this. Let's say we want justify content space around or split between. We want this on our desktop version, but we want like this on our mobile version, like this on the bottom, or like this also. Okay, like this, doesn't matter, we can choose our own styles if you want. So how do we do that? So let's say we need to target our mobile. So we will target mobile using this media screen and keyword just like before, and let's choose the size of the pixel 5. It's 393, iPhone SE 375, XR 414, iPhone 14 Pro, 12 Pro, sorry, Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus 360 width, 412, iPad, it's not a mobile, Mini is also not a mobile, Surface not a mobile. Okay, so basically anything less than 400 is a mobile. So you see, not 400. Okay, I think this is a mobile also. So let's make it 600. So max width 600, and we will add our styles here for all this container and data, for all the container. So let's say we want flex end on our mobile version, align items flex end, but on desktop we want justify content space between. So how to do that? Okay, we have to add px here, don't forget to add pixels. So if we increase, it is getting increased, but if we decrease our width, max width 600 pixels, we have done it right, I think. So if we decrease our width, you see it's now on the bottom when the width is 600 pixels. But if it is 601, slightly more than 600, okay, yes, it will be on the top. You see, if we decrease it, it's on the bottom. So anything less than 600 or 600 will be display flex, align items flex end, and height of 95 vh, which is viewport height, just another unit of CSS. Let's say we want to change the properties of all other three. So let's say in container one, they should be, let's say, orange, they should be green, not green, let's say purple, and they should be, let's say, black. So you see on with 600, it's now yellow, not a yellow, orange, purple and black. If increase, it's now changing to this, you see. You see how it works, it's now a disco light. So let's add one more property here, so which is called background color. So let's say, let's make it black, but on our width of 600 we want to make it white. Wait a second, it's black and here it's white, but not working. No, it's working. So we have to add here, we have to add the height also. So this height should be 80 vh, let's make it, or 100, not 1000, 100. Fine. Okay, we want to do one more thing here. So let's just say body margin 0 with no margin now. See, it's now here. So on the desktop screen, more than 400 600 pixels, we are getting all these three with background black, red and green. But on the width of 600, it should be white. You see, it's now white and the colors are now orange, purple and black. So you see it works, how it works. Okay, let me show one more thing. So let's say on very small or very small screen, we want to hide it. So let's say on 200 pixels, we will just say this display as none. But I think we already used this previously. So if the width is 400, there should be none, display none. You see, we are not displaying anything, but I think we have to add this also. Okay, no, it's not 400, it's 200. You see, we are not getting displayed anything because display is now none of the parent element. So if the parent element displays none, all other element inside will be also none, which is called CSS hierarchy or CSS box model. So I think we have to conclude our video, but lastly, let me use one more CSS media property, which is called media print. So media print added here. So let's say we want to display something else when we print. So let's say we want the container, remove this container, to be not white, it should be, let's say, what colors do we have here? Background color. Let's say this cartridge. Okay, fine. It's called it is a greenish color. So now let's try to print. So press Ctrl P. We are saying nothing because why? We need to print this element. So just say Ctrl P. We have portrait, we have custom, media print. So let's check how to use media print queries. Media query print. Okay, media. Okay. It's not here. I think maybe. Okay, I think we need to do this print, but it's not coming here. Let's check why. Okay, media print styles here. So we're adding the styles, but it's not coming here. But why is that? I think we need to add this inner containers as well. Okay, add it here. Let's print it once again. Print. Okay, save as PDF. If we save, let's say we save this on desktop. Let me show or see this CSS Media Queries file. We are just seeing the inner container. Okay, let's see header, footer. Okay, it's not working, but why? So the problem was, let me show you. So we can now print because we are using container of inner media of print. So we have this three elements, red, blue and green. So let's now print, and we have to check these boxes, which is called background graphics. So if we enable, you see the background color is now chartreuse, and our three are red, blue and green. Other, so let me just remove this media of 600 query. Here, let's change the color as well inside this container of print, media print. So make this, let's say, black. Let's make everything black. And if we now print again, because you see our background is now black and we have red, blue and green colors of the three containers. Now if we print here, we will see this color of chartreuse background color and black colors here with flex end pattern. But here we have justify content space between. So you see it's now working. And one more thing I have added here, we have to add media all here. So if you want to add it, you can add. So I think that's all about media queries in CSS. And now you can build a amazing mobile responsive website because you have seen my video. So go ahead and build it. All the best. Bye bye.